Okay, this is going to be a very quick tutorial for how we do the Revolve tool, which is found up here in your Create ribbon, Create tab. And then we're also going to learn something called constraints. We're going to learn just simply the parallel constraint for this go. So let's go ahead and start a new assembly. This is the test piece assignment, test piece Revolve practice, or we just call it Revolve practice, that's fine too. Okay, so I've created my sketch. Now with this one, usually I use our bottom plane here for the origin. So looking at all of our different planes here, right? So the XZ plane. But for this one, I actually don't want to use that plane because I'm going to be modeling it looking at a structure that's actually real, if you will. So I want to actually use either the right plane, which is what this is here. And again, if you look at this plane here, that's the right side, which is the same as the right over here. So it's kind of in the same direction as that. And then this is going to be the front view, which again, if you look at the front view on your view cube, it kind of aligns with that as well. So I'm going to use my front view, which is also the XY plane. And I just wanted to show you that over there in the browser. So I'm going to minimize that. With this, it's going to be just an organic looking kind of shape. There's not going to be any rules to it. Okay, we are going to use a couple new tools, but that's, it can be whatever. So look real close here at the end of your line tool. That's an arc. So an arc is any shape that's circular in design, but is not a complete circle, like obviously your circle tool. And so we're going to look at how to use that, and then we're also going to so if we use this line tool, I call that arc on the fly, if you will, because you can go in and actually create an arc just like that. So I'll show you both of those, and then we'll revolve it. So something very, very important to remember, think, when you're learning coordinate planes, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, we're staying in only one of these coordinate plane areas. So it doesn't matter which quadrant you choose. For this activity, stay in one. If you want to go and do two, and then you can revolve it around, say, the x-axis here, that's something you can do, but you can't, say, go into this one and then design back into the quadrant one and then try to revolve it around the y coordinate plane or the y-axis, principal axis there. It won't work. It's going to give you error messages. So just very simple. I'm going to start at the origin. I'm going to go up some amount, go down, go over, go down, maybe go down a little bit here. I'm going to do the arc now. So I still have my line tool enabled, right? You can see it's Fusion Blue up here. So I'm going to go back to that last point. I'm going to select the left mouse key again on my mouse, and I'm going to kind of curve it around. So I did that there, right? So let me do it again. So my line tool is enabled. So this time I'm going to try to curve it that way, so it kind of creates like a belly, if you will. So I'm going to go back to the last point I selected, click again, and I'll kind of drag it and pull it in like that. Okay, now I could keep going back and forth, but I'm just going to do this really quick here just to show you what this looks like. So I need to have a closed profile. This is a face, so it's a closed profile. I see everything's closed off. I'm going to exit my sketching tool by right-clicking and saying OK. Now, if I really wanted to change the radius of that curve there, I could move these sorts of things in. I could add some different shapes, designs. So yeah, I'm going to go in and I'm going to add in just some cool extra features here and then snip that line just to show you another tool. So let's say I want to get rid of this and this line here. I can actually come up to your Modify tab and hit the scissors. And notice how if I hover over that, it's not purple. So I can delete that, and I can delete that, and now I have that shape there. It might give you some constraint warnings and stuff like that. We haven't really learned about that, but that's okay. These are the constraints that we're going to play with here later on, and this is how you can get a shape to respond, if you will, to the type of sketching that you are trying to do. So let's finish the sketch, and now we're going to come up to the Create tab, and we're going to revolve this. Okay, you can go here and select it, or you can go into your drop down. But again, always thinking about how we can do this faster. So I'm going to do this. Now I only have one profile here in my sketch, so it automatically knows that that's the face I'm going to try to revolve. Now, what I need to do though is pick the principal axes I want to use. I could use the y-axis, again, looking at the green here. Okay, that would be this one here that's kind of hidden by the line itself. I could use the x-axis, that would be this one here. I really can't use the z-axis because I don't have anything sketched on that plane. So really I can only do the y or the x-axis here, which makes sense because again, if you think back, we selected the x well, we selected the XZ plane, but we didn't sketch in that direction. So let's try both. Let's try both. So I already have that selected. Blue, Fusion Blue, ready to be selected. So I grab that and I do that. I'm panning by holding Shift and my roller ball wheel, just kind of look and see what that looks like. That's kind of cool. I don't really know what shape that is, but again, we're just practicing here. Almost looks like a chess piece, really. Let's say I don't like that shape. It's not exactly what I wanted to do. I can come up here and just under the axes, hit the X. Okay, now I can select a different axis, and what's cool about this too is that the same profile shape can give me something totally different if I select a different view of it right there. Kind of cool. Looks like some sort of new age frisbee or something like that. Maybe a bellhop bell, ding ding. And then from here, obviously, we can do a bunch of other stuff if we wanted to. We could shell it out, make the thing hollow, and that could really be like a frisbee or stuff like that. But that's going to be for later. So if you like your design for the submission, you're going to go ahead and put it back in ISO view and take a screenshot of that, and then go ahead and put it back into your document. Let's go ahead now into the second part here, and let's go back to this principal sketch. What I did there was I just double clicked on the sketch on my timeline, and we're going to use this tool right here, the parallel tool. And so what this does, this constraint, it's going to make lines parallel to each other. So you see this T thing here and this T thing here, okay, that's a coincidence. What a coincidence. Here we have tangent relations, so this is going to be a tangent plane. That's basically saying that a circle is meeting up with another line, and they do a pretty good job of showing you what that looks like. Here in the corner we have coincidences in the corner as well, and perpendicular in the corner there, it looks like. So let's go ahead and make some lines parallel. And so this is going to modify our design. So let's make this line and this line and yours is going to look different. That's totally okay. That's the whole point of this sort of practice here. Now watch this, right? If I do this now and I do this, okay, now it creates something totally different. I don't like that, but let's see what it looks like for a second. That is kind of weird. I'm going to go back to this Revolve here and just choose a different axis. I think that might make it look a little bit cooler if I do that. So yeah, that actually does look pretty cool. That's actually very pretty. I don't know what it is, but it looks pretty cool. So again, going in now, back to our sketch, double click on it. So now I can go in with my my line there, and I can just keep adding in some parallel features here. Let's make sure that this is truly parallel to that. And it looked like it is, but maybe it did make a small change to it as well. So again, maybe I want to do, oops, that. Okay, a little more boring, but let's see what it looks like now. Okay, so now kind of get rid of that loop there, that knob. Maybe that's more of a bell shape, perhaps. I'm not really sure. I think it looked cool before, so I'm going to go back in and undo that. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. I'm going to leave it like that. And there you go. You're going to snip that with this parallel. So this is what you would snip. You're going to snip the actual sketch. You're not going to snip the revolved body. Okay, so a body, by the way, okay, is your three-dimensional object. It's a body now. It's no longer a face, it's a body. Okay, hopefully this was helpful, and let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day.